Hey guys, and welcome to another video all about Bitcoin again. And this is going to be just sort of backing up the video that I did last week. I'll leave a link for it just up here somewhere if you have not already watched that, where I was talking about prediction, where I think Bitcoin is going to go. And the next all-time high there I did predict would be around about 190,000, and that did get a lot of rather colorful comments from you guys here on YouTube. So I'm going to be going in this video backed up by my good friend Mr. Robert Kiyosaki as to why I think Bitcoin is going to be reaching those levels, and a whole bunch of other people as well. So we're going to be taking a look at that and why I think there's a bigger picture behind what's going on with Bitcoin right now and the sort of world economics, and why I believe that this is really just a perfect storm for Bitcoin mass adoption. But before we dig into some of your comments, what I want to do is just share with you something which is going to be happening just in the next week or so. And that is that our website, Moocharoo Ninja, shall be getting the upgrade. So this will be Moocharoo Ninja 2.0, and we're going to be upgrading here. This is the sort of new look site, as you can see it. We can see we've got some new options available, some new tools. We've got the watcher, we've got the portfolio tracker. Whale fuel has been completely changed from how it was before. It's still in there, but it's going to be a lot different. A new strategy for dealing with low market cap coins. We've got the all new crypto signals as well for the masters. So this is again a completely new strategy. It's not completely new, I'm lying. It's just basically build a more sophisticated strategy than it was before. The investment planner down here as well, really good. Something that you'll notice is we've now got followers, which have some options, disciples, zealots, and then masters, which have the full access to absolutely everything. Up until now, we've just been promoting everybody up to the Master Ninja level. We haven't had anything for those in-between levels. And this is what is going to be changing. So right now, if you go over to the site, you can see here that you can upgrade to full lifetime Master Ninja for £127. Now you can pay for this either in PayPal or with coin payments, paying Bitcoin or whatever. And that is for life, so that is lifetime. There are also options to pay per month if that's what you wanted to do. However, lifetime means, as it would suggest, it is for life. So no matter how many upgrades we do in the future, no matter how much we increase the price in the future, you are in one price, done forever in there. Plus you also get one of these posters that's behind me and our little booklet, like an instruction manual which explains everything about the whole concept behind what we do. We send that out to you in the post, shipped anywhere in the world. And yeah, also for that price for $127. Now once we upgrade in a couple of weeks time, so it'll be on May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Nice and easy to remember. That's the day we should be upgrading to the site to the new Moocharoo Ninja 2.0. And when that happens, it is going to be $247, as it says right there. That isn't just some sort of marketing nonsense. That is going to be the price in the future, $247. And right now, there is only 35 left available. So when we first began, we decided what we really wanted was a community. So over on Telegram, we got our Moocharoo Chat Telegram group where I'm like sharing a bunch of stuff. We'll show you some of that in just a minute. And in order to build up that community, we wanted at least 1,000 Master Ninjas all on lifetime just to get started. So that's what was available, 1,000. So we currently, if there's only 35 left available, we've already got 965, I believe, already signed up as lifetime Master Ninjas. Only 35 left. If you want to get in, you've got literally like about a week, because as soon as we upgrade, we're just going to go up to 247. So I just wanted to get this out right now because there's only like a week or so left before the new site does come on. And when it does, just be ready, because I can't guarantee that absolutely every page would have been fully upgraded to what it should be. I think it's probably going to be like maybe about a month after the upgrade while we're just adding in extra features and different things. So because obviously the coronavirus, and anyway, May the 4th be with you, and we shall move swiftly on to some of your more interesting comments from last week. So this is me looking a bit blurry. Hopefully I'm got the camera focused a bit better today. And as we scroll down, so let's see, what have we got here? Here we go. Here's one from Shane Neal, and he says, I'm optimistic, but 1 million by 2026 is a big stretch. Dreaming, actually. I forecast 200 to 400,000, still good. And we got another great one here. This is Fabio. He says, I think you're dreaming. Again, lots of people mention dreaming with such a high peak. But hey, I'm a newbie. You got your own channel, etc. So whatever, right? Someone says noob. And then this one here, he says, more than a dream. He is high as a kite. You have to be really, really careful with YouTubers, bro. Keep in mind that even your favorite YouTuber is probably full of, the world is in a terrible spot. Do you really see people seriously jumping into Bitcoin in the long term? He is a bull. Of course, he wants people to buy. Obviously, during this time right now, would you expect people to jump into Bitcoin? Well, we should be going into that in just a moment. Also, looking at what Rob Kiyosaki and a few others are saying about just that fact. As we go down, who else have we got? So we've got another couple here. We've got Damius. He says, stupid video. Thank you very much. And George, he says, where did you suck these numbers out from? Okay, so basically, just one more. We got Jesus. All you YouTubers are the same. Be honest about what's going on to people living in your Bitcoin dreamland. Must be nice. And another one here just says, nice joke. Okay, so as you can see, quite a varied response from the last video. I think overall, obviously, most people are in agreement that about 190,000 is probably going to be likely based on my calculations, based on the stock to flow model with Bitcoin. And also we're going to take a look at some other people. Right here, here we go. This is Preston Spy. I don't know how you say that. But if you have a look, this guy does this investor podcast thing here. And here he is. This is Preston Sy. Apparently he does some stuff with Warren Buffett and he's quite a big deal. I've never heard of him before. I just heard of him mentioned in some sort of article recently. I had a little look into who he was and he does have quite a good team with him, for sure, and a lot more sophisticated than us here, I think, for looking through here. They've been around a very long time, working with Warren Buffett and a bunch of other people. And this guy, he believes that Preston Sy on Bitcoin, $200,000. 200,000, eh? Pretty close to what I was suggesting, which was going to be $190,451 to be precise. So yeah, both myself and Preston here do seem to both be on board around the sort of 200,000 mark. And yeah, I believe Preston's right. This is a report by Bloomberg, and this came out just a few days ago. This is the April 2020 edition. As I'm recording it, this is still April. So yeah, this is Bitcoin maturation leak, and I'm going to leave a link for this down below in the description, because if you are a bit 50-50 on Bitcoin and whether you think my prediction of about 190,000 or that Preston guy thinking about 200,000, if you think that's a bit pie in the sky, then you need to download this report and actually learn a bit more about Bitcoin and its relationship with gold and other assets to really understand what is going on. And in their view, it does say here that Bitcoin's relationship with gold is about twice that of equities. So if recently you saw Bitcoin go down with stocks, as I previously mentioned, so did gold. It went down with stocks as well. However, they've also noticed at Bloomberg that Bitcoin is more linked to gold than it is to equities. And it says here that Bitcoin's maturation process, which just means it's becoming more mature as a market, from speculative appreciation towards a store of value mechanism akin to gold, should continue. And I tell you what, if you read this here from Bloomberg, you will be in no doubt whatsoever that Bitcoin is the real deal, and the whole world financial system is now in a transition period, going from old school old school paper assets over into the new crypto digital currencies. This is something that's happening. And just in response to those people that were complaining about you YouTubers, here's what Rob Kiyosaki has to say about those guys.
And the other part is, look, for you young guys, the best teachers are not in colleges. The best teachers are on YouTube. The best teachers are on YouTube. Wake up.
Yep. Cheers for that, Rob. Us YouTubers, we are apparently the best teachers. Of course, you can't actually learn how to trade cryptocurrency and all this stuff in a school or college or anything like that. They just don't do these courses. In fact, the stock market's been out for years now, and I can't remember ever going to college and there being a course on how to trade stocks ever. Okay, so they just don't do it. They don't do it. So you've got to come here to YouTube. So anyway, let's take a look at this.
The way I look at this whole thing, this economy is, we're probably going into a depression. We're not going to get out of this one.
Really?
Oh yeah. And so the thing is this good for you or bad for you? I'm looking forward to it. The last crash was 2008, and I made more money in 2008 than in my whole life. So this one here, 2000, what is it, 2020? I'm going to get even richer. But other people are going to get poor. And if they're baby boomers, they're going to blame it on this coronavirus. Oh, my health, hey, hit the road, put on some running shoes, change your diet, get some sunlight, get healthy. Don't be a wimp. But, oh no, I'm so afraid of dying. I'm going, you're already dead. You don't even know it yet.
So did you catch what he said there? He said the word deflation, okay? So he thinks that there's going to be some sort of deflationary reaction to this pandemic. We've actually been in a sort of deflationary period ever since 2008. People were expecting inflation. However, it actually became a deflationary effect and prices went down. You saw oil was $140 and it's just been going down and down and down this entire period. And as soon as we hit this catalyst period right now with this pandemic, oil prices went down to minus $41. Okay, so if that is not a slap in the face and a wake-up call to you that there's something bigger going on, I don't know what is. Now, check out this. This is Investopedia, and this is an article on HyperDeflation. If we take a quick scroll down here, we can see deflationary spiral. And so this is a negative feedback loop, and it says a deflationary spiral is a downward price reaction to an economic crisis leading to lower production, lower wages, decreased demand, and still lower prices. These events often occur during a period of severe economic crisis. So, what do you think is happening right now in the world? No planes are in the sky, people aren't really driving anywhere, and we're certainly not eating out. I think that's going to do me some good. I'm actually lose some weight during this period with McDonald's being shut, and of course, everybody is stuck at home. They're either on some sort of government furlough scheme. I believe out in the US, you're getting like $1,200 each for everybody. And everybody's just getting paid to stay at home and do nothing. As it says here, lower production, lower productivity, lower wages. Even when the businesses do reopen, there's not going to be enough customers. And they're likely maybe to try and attract more customers, maybe lower some prices. They're not going to be able to pay staff full pay. Maybe many will get sacked or asked to come back on lower wages than they were on before. Okay, so this is a very real risk. The big problem with this, and I mean, it does sound good. You're going to have lower prices. That sounds good. Maybe what if lower Bitcoin prices? Well, unfortunately, when it gets to real assets like gold and Bitcoin in this case, during these periods, in any sort of financial crisis, they are the go-to thing. Everybody wants some of that. In fact, if you have a look right now, this is where I would normally be buying gold. Okay, so this is Bullion by Post. This is the UK's #1 online bullion dealer. Okay, this obviously this isn't a promoted post. This is just where I would personally come to buy it. So we've got gold coins here. You can see these are now all in stock. Just a few weeks ago, they weren't in stock. In fact, a few weeks ago, you couldn't actually buy any gold or silver at all because they had this little note up here to say that they were having problems with the coronavirus and they couldn't get the deliveries out. However, dispatch is now resumed, and but orders are going to take 2 to 4 weeks to actually get through. So gold coins are now looking okay. However, if we get onto silver bars all awaiting stock. There are no silver bars that you can buy. They're all gone. So what is more harder to get hold of right now, silver or gold? If you actually have a look at the ratio between silver to gold, you can see why. Gold has gone up a lot. Silver is still being manipulated. Price is really low. So actually buying physical silver right now is a great thing to do if you can do it. If we go down here, we've got silver coins. And again, if we scroll down, we can see a lot of these are all awaiting stock all the way down. So yeah, not a lot available, but you could get yourself some silver Britannias there. Again, mostly all awaiting stock. There's really not a lot out there, but it is sort of coming around a bit right now. So as far as decreased demand goes, when it comes to things like gold and silver, that demand is clearly, we've still got plenty of demand right now for gold and silver because of the pandemic. And that's going to be exactly the same when it comes to Bitcoin. However, things like foreign travel, going abroad, staying in hotels, eating out at restaurants, all of this type of stuff, even when the lockdown is lifted, it's very doubtful people are going to be going out in the kind of numbers they would have been if this never happened. So I think that we're going to very, very likely going to see the start of some sort of depression, just as what Robert Kiyosaki was saying there in that little clip. And although the idea of prices going down may seem like a good thing, as it says up here in the top here with HyperDeflation, it says that the increase, so this is the purchasing power of the currency rises drastically in a very relatively short period of time, and this increase results in debts being more pronounced. So let's just say you bought a house for 100,000, and then everything starts going down in value, i.e. your house as well. Everything's going down. Your wages are getting lower. And then all of a sudden, you just can't afford the house anymore, right? Whereas the opposite to that, if you're in an inflationary, let's just say you get the same house, it's 100,000, and then the next year, because of inflation, you're getting paid a lot more, the house prices are going up a lot more, and the next year your house is worth $1 million, all of a sudden your little £100,000 debt for that house is minuscule, and it just means nothing. It's like 10% of the value, rather than the massive negative equity you'll be in if it goes the other way in a deflationary environment. So this is not good if you're the government, which has just taken out huge loads with the Federal Reserve, the Bank of England, whoever it is, that they're getting all of this money out from that they need to pay back. This is why the Bank of England base rate is all at 0%. If you're the Federal Reserve, they've also cut their national interest rates down to near zero as well. And I don't know if you've noticed, but that is not for our benefit, okay? They're not doing that so that we can get cheaper loans and cheaper credit cards. In fact, you might have noticed that our loans, credit cards and mortgages are not getting any cheaper. It's just the government's loan from the Bank of England is cheaper. That is what's at 0%. They really have nowhere to go right now. Unless they go into negative interest rates, it'll just get even worse. The only thing that they can do so that the countries do not default on the money that they owe to the banks, their only solution, the government's only tool that they have available in their toolbox, is the magical money printing machine. It's the only thing that they've got. It's the only thing they had in 2008. It's the only thing that they had now during this pandemic in 2020. And if we do start heading into this deflationary sort of recession period, then the only thing that they can do to stop that and to stop their loan getting more and more expensive, now they've already brought interest rates down to zero, the only thing they can do is try and create a hyperinflationary period. That will then increase the monetary supply massively and hope to create some sort of hyperinflationary environment. The only problem being, obviously, once you get into that sort of hyperinflation spiral, it's only heading one way, and the dollar is just going to go to zero. All confidence in the dollar being some sort of world reserve currency will be gone. Hopefully, that's not going to be happening while Donald Trump is still in charge. Who knows what's actually going to happen? Who knows what they're going to do, how it's going to pan out. But if you think that during this period of uncertainty, when we've just gone through a Bitcoin halving, we've got all of this stuff going on, and the price of Bitcoin should absolutely skyrocket. I see no reason at all why 190,000 is out of the game. In fact, I believe that 190,000 is what it would reach normally, perhaps if all of this stuff that we've got going on right now, that that it may just keep going this time. Who knows? But yeah, I believe 190,000 is definitely a good target to have, and Bitcoin should continue to be a very good safe haven asset for many years into the future. But I do not think it's going to replace money. In fact, I believe that there's probably maybe 2 or 3 cryptocurrencies out there right now which are sort of lining up ready to take the crown from Bitcoin. Mainly because Bitcoin is a great store of value. As you've seen there, the report from Bloomberg, Robert Kiyosaki, Jack Dorsey from Twitter. Who does not like Bitcoin right now? Anybody would take Bitcoin. Anyone would take Bitcoin all over the world. It is an international world currency. So yeah, for sure, I think Bitcoin is great. But if you want something you can actually spend in the shops and have like instant transactions, then you're going to be needing something else. So that's what we're going to be looking up in the next video. What coin could possibly replace Bitcoin and end up taking their spot as number 1 on the periodic table of cryptocurrency? That is coming up next. But before we go, I shall just leave you with this here from Robert Kiyosaki, his thoughts on Bitcoin.
I think I saw something about in 2008 to 2010, some of the greatest companies or the biggest companies of today were started then. Airbnb, Uber,
Hey,
all these other companies.
Bitcoin, 2009.
Wow.
See, I love Bitcoin.
What's your thoughts on cryptocurrency? Why do you love Bitcoin?
Listen, Bitcoin is open source. The Fed can't touch it.
You don't like the Fed?
The creature from Jekyll Island, the Fed. The Fed is not a bank. It's a cartel owned by the richest guys on earth. Okay, you guys just wake up, So anyway, the Fed is a cartel. So when I saw Bitcoin come out, it's open source. It's people's money. Gold and silver are God's money. So my whole objective is I go through my system of business, but I'm buying gold and silver. I store it in other countries legally because you can't just move that stuff. You have to move it legally and declare it. So I move my money illegally. I want to get out of this country. So I keep my wealth outside this country, not because of my government. It's because there's so many people, you're going to see lawsuits are going to go up because people are desperate. They don't have any money. So when the economy gets bad, that's why, have you been in an accident? Have you been hurt? I'll come out sue them for you. So if you don't have the right corporate entity like LLCs, C corporations, S corporations, offshore accounts, money's going to be stolen. It's the real game. Okay, your pensions, you watch in a few years. He did tell us our pensions are gone. You know what's going to happen? They're going to bail them out again. Because if you read this book here, The Creature, it says bailout is the name of the game.